The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
It don't do no good to brooding on it, Grandpa. Just put it out of your mind.
Just frost me, that's all. Paying 10 cents to leave your car in the street.
Well, ain't nothing you can do about it. All these California towns got them parking meters.
Well, who gets the money?
Well, a town does.
And what do they do with it?
Buy more parking meters.
Luke?
What is it, sugar? Mind the step.
Thanks.
Well, now, what do you suppose got into her?
Oh, she's probably upset about them parking meters, too. I still say we shouldn't have put no money in it.
No, Grandpa, if we didn't, the police would give us a ticket and we'd have to pay $1.
$1? Woo! We're in the wrong business. We should sell the farm and buy us a parking meter.
Luke?
What is it, sugar babe? There you are.
Thank you.
Watch out, boy, you don't spoil her.
Grandpa, get your gun and come running.
Tarnation, little Luke, what's the matter with you?
Well, there's a stranger on the property trying to draw a bead on me.
He take a shot at you, did he?
Well, he was aiming to. He's the funniest looking gun I ever have seen. And he's aiming it right at me.
Where is this fella?
Now, right now, he's down at the hen house shooting the chickens.
Shooting the chickens. Get the gun.
Yeah. Look out, Peppino. What is up?
Hey, Peppino, there's a stranger down the hen house, pot shot in the hens. You better come along. We might have to surround him.
Hey, Grandpa, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
If there is going to be some shooting, can the women and us children wait here?
You're chicken liver.
My papa always says it's better to be a live cow than a dead cow.
Luke! Drop that gun. Put up your hands. Get his gun, Luke. Duck it in, you.
This isn't a gun, it's a camera. It's a telephoto lens. Look. Film. Me, photographer.
Say, who do you think you're talking to? A bunch of savages? We come from West Virginia. We speak the president's English just like you.
Now, Grandpa, what are you doing with that gun?
Yeah, better be glad I had it. Look what this fella's running around aiming at us.
Yeah, he says it's a camera.
Well, that is a camera. I seen one just like it in one of them store windows.
Thanks, honey.
Mind that sweet talk with my wife, mister.
No offense meant, chum.
You sure it's a camera, Kate?
Of course, Grandpa.
It still don't give you no right to go sneaking around pointing that thing at people and giving the little boy a bunch of scare bumps.
Well, I didn't mean to frighten the boy, Dad.
Look, my name is McCoy, Amos McCoy, and I'm Mr. McCoy to you.
Well, Mr. McCoy, my name is Don Hogan. I work for Panorama Magazine. We're doing a picture lad of California ranchers. I saw your place and thought it would make an interesting subject. I'd like to shoot a lot more pictures of it, and of you folks, too.
What for? We know what we look like, and besides, we ain't got no time to go around making pictures. We're farmers. We have to work for what we get.
Well, that's exactly what I want. Pictures of you while you're working.
I ain't gonna put on my store clothes to go out and plowing in the field.
We ain't interested, stranger, so you just take your snap shooter and you go somewhere else.
These pictures are going to be published in a national magazine.
When we make up our mind, we don't change it. And the answer's no, stranger.
I'm willing to pay you $100.
Friend, when did you want to start shooting?
I'd like to start this afternoon.
Well, how long will it take you to fill up that thing with pictures?
Oh, a couple of days at the most.
Well, I guess I better get started dusting out the spare room then.
Thanks, but I have a room at the motel in town.
Well, why pay for a rented room when you can stay here for nothing?
That's the least we can do.
Yeah, stop jawing about it. You stay, and that's all there is to it.
Well, I never argue with a man who has a shotgun in his hand. Here, let me carry that for you, honey.
Yeah, you can trust her, mister. She ain't gonna drop it.
Mr. Hogan was just being a gentleman.
I wonder if that's such a good idea.
Well, $100 is a sight of money, Luke. We'd have to work a long time and hard to get that here.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of money, but why'd he have to stay here with us?
But anybody to pay out $100 for taking a bunch of pictures has been hit by the heat. We want him to get back to the air-conditioned motel and get cooled off, you know.
Something smells awfully good.
Well, thank you.
We're having chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings. Well, that's one of my favorites.
Oh.
Where are you going?
Oh, you don't take that chair, Mr. Hogan. That's Kate's. You sit over here.
No, I'm just seating our hostess.
Thank you.
Why do you suppose he done that?
Oh, he's probably been around sickly women.
No, I haven't had this dish since I was stationed at Pensacola.
Pensacola, huh? That's one of them Hawaiian islands, ain't it?
Oh, it's a Naval Air Force station in Florida.
Gee, did you fly in the war, Mr. Hogan?
Yeah, 3 years of it.
I bet you got a lot of medals.
No, not a lot, only 2.
What were they?
The Distinguished Flying Cross and a Purple Heart.
2 medals. You're a regular hero, Mr. Hogan.
I'm just doing a job, Peppino.
A mighty big job, if you ask me.
Luke was mighty young to be in the war, but he belonged to the State Militia Drum and Singing Corps.
Yeah, we won first prize at the state fair. You remember that, everybody?
Were you in much of the shooting, Mr. Hogan?
Oh, Guadalcanal, Okinawa, Iwo Jima.
Luke had a couple of scraps yourself. Tell him about that fight you had with Billy Skinner. Go ahead.
You remember that, Kate?
I thought it was silly.
Ever done any bare-knuckle fighting?
Well, not bare knuckle, but I did some boxing in the service.
Were you good?
Well, I was the middleweight champion of the fleet for a while.
My goodness.
Luke was the arm wrestling champion of Southeast West Virginia. You can arm on him like an elephant's leg. Show him, Luke. Go on.
Care
Care to try, Mr. Hogan?
Oh, not right now, thanks.
Oh, now's a good time.
Oh, I'm not too familiar with arm wrestling.
Oh, it ain't nothing to it. Show him, Luke. Put down. Come on.
Boys.
Just have a little fun, Kate.
Then what?
Well, you just clap hands like that, see? Then you grit your teeth and sweat and strain until Luke pins your arm down the table.
What, do I try to pin his?
Oh, that's the idea, but ain't likely. Us McCoys always figure that the man that wins is the best all-around man, you see.
Okay, I'll try anything once. Kate, the food is just delicious.
Why, thank you, Mr. Hogan. Would you like some coffee?
Love some. Is that how you play the game?
Get going. We got 3 acres to plow today.
Yeah, I know it, Grandpa. I can't get my mind on it. I just keep thinking of Hogan taking them pictures of Kate over by the creek.
Son, one of the first rules of marriage is trust. When you marry someone, you gotta trust them.
Well, I trust Kate, but I ain't married to Hogan, and I don't trust him one darn bit. You never tell about them smooth-talking fellas. Maybe I ought to be over there right now protecting my wife.
She can yell if she needs protecting. Get on with the plowing, will you? Come on.
Grandpa?
What is it now?
Suppose she don't want to yell.
Oh, don't be so god-darn jealous-minded. You're a better man than Hogan is. Maybe he's one of them war heroes, them flying aviator fellas. Maybe he has been around and can talk interesting about the world. Maybe he's got money. Maybe he's got a winning way with women. But Kate's got you. Say, maybe we better sneak down by the creek and see what they're doing, huh?
No, the light isn't right. Turn a little. Yeah, that's fine. Now look toward me. Just like that.
Satisfied now that all they're doing is taking pictures? Come on, let's get out of here. I got work to do.
Maybe we ought to stay here until they stop. Just to be sure.
Luke? Grandpa?
Oh, howdy. Look who's here.
Yeah.
What are you two doing here?
Oh, we're just taking a nap in the noonday sun, that's all.
Yeah, we're just taking a little noon snooze after eating, that's all. We just got...
The noon sun passed over 4 hours ago when you was eating your victuals.
Hours ago. We must have overslept.
Yeah, I reckon.
Well, I guess that's the way it is. The hay gets in the ears and everything is quiet like.
As for you, Luke McCoy, if you enjoy sleeping in the hay so much, maybe you ought to try sleeping there tonight. Luke, when we took our marriage vows, I promised to love, honor, and obey you.
Well, so did I.
Well, you ain't.
I ain't what?
Honoring me, or believing in me, or trusting me.
Well, what do you expect me to do the way that Hogan's been carrying on? I mean, with all that sweet talk, it's a wonder you ain't sick to your ears.
Mr. Hogan is just being polite.
Polite? Well, I'm polite to the mailman when he comes around, but you don't hear me calling him honey, or telling him how pretty his eyes is, or pulling out no chairs for him. No, sir. No, if you ask me, that Hogan, he's getting downright romantical is what he's doing.
Well, let me tell you, it's kind of nice once in a while to have somebody pull out your chair and pay you a few compliments.
Well, I don't like it. Well, he keeps telling you how pretty you are, and first thing you know, he'll have you believing it.
What's wrong with me believing it?
Well, it ain't fitting for nobody but your husband to be telling you that kind of nonsense.
Oh, it's nonsense, is it? I suppose you don't think I'm pretty.
Well, now, no, I didn't say that. No.
Well, Mr. Hogan thinks I'm pretty enough to be a picture model. So why don't you put that in your hat and try it on for size?
You a picture model? Oh, that's the funniest thing I ever heard.
He said I could do real well if I was to go to Hollywood.
Hollywood?
He said that I had a beauty all my own, a fresh young face and a natural color in my cheeks.
Yeah, well, so does a suckling pig, but you don't go rushing it off to Hollywood.
So that's what you think of your wife, is it?
Oh, no, Kate, no, you misunderstood me. What I meant...
I've got a good mind to just go straight to Hollywood and just show you.
Oh, you have you?
Yes, I have.
Well, ain't nothing stopping you, so why don't you just go?
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
Well, made your peace with Kate yet, have you?
No. No, it don't look like I'm likely to, neither.
Oh, sure you will.
I'm serious, Grandpa.
Hogan's got Kate all fired up about going off to Hollywood with him to be a picture model.
Well, that no good wife stealing polecats. You ain't gonna let him get away with it, are you?
Well, what can I do, Grandpa?
Well, I never heard such crazy talk.
Yeah, well, it may not be so crazy to Kate. She's no different than any other woman. She's probably thinking about all those things she could get if she goes out there. You know, the things that a woman dreams about. Like wearing pretty clothes, silk stockings so thin you could see right through them. Furs with the heads cut clean off them. And going into a special store just to have her hair all fussed over. No, let's face it, Grandpa, I could never give her any of them things.
Might leave her go and be happy. Probably be best all around. One less mouth to feed. We could rent her room out and make a little on that deal, too.
Rent her room?
Why, sure. You could sleep with me, boy. She wouldn't come back. Why should she? She'd be living high off in the hog den in Hollywood. You know, it's a funny thing. Once they go, they never come back. And you might think of this, too. It might be a goddamn good riddance.
Good riddance? How can you say that, Grandpa? I love Kate. She means everything to me.
Uh-huh, yeah. Funny thing about these times we're living in now. The old times, a man used to fight for his woman, but nowadays, have a little trouble, he just goes in the corner and broods. I guess that's why so many people are separating. They just give up too easy.
Well, I ain't giving up.
Well, I don't see you showing no muscles.
Well, what can I do, Grandpa?
What can you do? You go back to the law of the hills, that's what you do. When you find a fox in your hen house, the first thing you do is get rid of the fox. Now, Hogan's the fox. And you go out and give him the goddamnest whooping he ever had in his life.
You're right, Grandpa. I don't care if he was a champion boxer.
Right, boy. Don't forget you're a McCoy, and when a McCoy's riled up, he's like a Comanche Indian on the warpath. There ain't nothing a riled up McCoy can't whoop. Right, boy?
Right. And I'm riled up. I'm riled up real good.
Well, you go out and get him. Give him that good old McCoy mule punch, and I'll come along and pick up the pieces.
Look, Grandpa, she's leaving.
Sorry I have to leave so sudden like, Mr. Hogan.
Well, when you get a wire from your wife telling you to drop everything and run, you better just do that.
I guess so. I'd like to meet her sometime. That boy of yours, too.
Well, I'd like them to meet you, Kate. And what I said about Hollywood still goes. If you ever get there, I guarantee you plenty of work.
Well, thank you, but it isn't likely I'll get to Hollywood. This is where I belong.
Appears to me we got here just in time.
Well, I ain't going very far. I'm going to tear him limb from limb. I'll take that.
What are you doing?
Something I should have done a long time ago. Put up your hands, Fox. I'm riled.
What, you fella?
You got this coming, Hogan.
What's this all about?
Ain't nobody gonna steal my wife.
Wait a minute, Luke. Calm down.
He having her chair out, calling her sweet names. I'll learn you a thing or two.
Stop that!
Why don't you stand still and take your beating like a man?
Will you listen to me for a minute?
This ain't no time for listening. This is a time for fighting. Now, come on, fight. Give him the mule punch, Luke!
Luke!
You're my wife, and I love you, and ain't nobody gonna take you away from me. You're gonna stay right here where you belong. So let's just take these clothes in the house. That's the end of... These ain't your clothes.
Of course they ain't. They're Mr. Hogan's. He was going to meet his wife in San Francisco.
His wife? You wasn't running off to Hollywood with him?
How could you ever think such a thing? When I took them marriage vows, it was till death do us part. I'd never leave you, Luke. I love you.
How am I ever going to make it up to you? You all right, Mr. Hogan?
Yeah, I guess so. Now, I must confess, I never ran across a punch like that on the Navy.
Mr. Hogan, it ain't enough to say I'm sorry. I feel real terrible about what I done, and I'd take it real friendly if you was to honor me with a good stiff wallop right on the jaw.
Now, hold on, Luke. This is all my doing, Mr. Hogan. I got him riled up, and as head of the family, it's up to me to square it off. And I think rightly kind of you'd punch me first.
There are no apologies necessary. Luke, I would have done the same thing if I were in your boots. Why, A wife like Kate isn't easy to find. You're a very lucky guy.
I sure know that.
I better fix your suitcase for you, Mr. Hope.
Take a tip from an old married man and let her know it once in a while. Women don't believe you care for them unless you show them every hour on the hour. Even if it's a little thing like pulling out a chair for them when they sit down.
It's like Grandma, Luke. She always liked to have us remember her birthday, but forget her age.
Here's your suitcase, Mr. Hogan.
Thanks.
Mr. Hogan, if you're ever up this way again, you're welcome to stop by and take as many pictures as you want to.
The door will always be open for you, Mr. Hogan. Yes, sir.
Well, thanks. Say, speaking of pictures, I owe you folks $100.
Oh, no, now. You don't know us nothing.
No, but we made a deal.
No, Grandpa's right, Mr. Hogan. We don't aim to make a profit off on a friend.
Yeah, all right. Now, you're quite a family. Would you do me a favor, just one favor before I leave? I'd like to have one picture of you all again.
Well, all right. Go right ahead.
Okay, excuse me.
Where would you like it?
Over here, I think.
Yeah, come on, Grandpa. Stand by the car.
All right, let's have a smile, everybody. Hey, Grandpa, a smile?
I am smiling.
You ain't smiling, Grandpa.
No, Grandpa, try harder. Try thinking of something pleasant. Remember that time back in West Virginia when you was working still? Well, think about that revenuer sneaking up on you when he got his foot caught in the rabbit trap.